everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily, but you can call me Ems. It's been a while. You want out? Here. Come on. Here you go. Go see your Bubba. The dog wanted out. It has been a hot minute since I've done a yarn podcast, a chatty anything, a vlog, a talkie, a whatever. I don't think I've posted since January. That's on me. But also on my setup because I tried filming the same video like 3 times one day when I had a day off from work, and it used the wrong microphone every single time. So I've unplugged the headset mic, and so the only mic it has to pick up on is either from the webcam or the snowball, which the snowball is the correct mic. Either way, you'll actually be able to hear me. That's the idea anyway. So it's actually going to be, I think, pretty snippy snappy because I have no properly finished objects since the beginning of the year because I've been doing longer term projects. So there's a couple of things that I'm working on. I'm actually recreating a sock from 1100 to 1300 from Egypt. You can find this sock on the V&A Museum if you want to check it out. But I've been doing research about this sock. It was featured in A History of Knitting by Richard Rutt, Bishop of Leicester. I cannot get that book anywhere except the library because it's been out of print for forever and it's stupid expensive, even though I really want that book. So I've been getting it from the library, reading up on this sock and some other like history of knitting stuff. I'm doing that for Society of Creative Anachronism. Go East Kingdom. You know. But that has been taking up a lot of my mental space when it comes to knitting. But I've been working on some longer term projects. So the first one is a year-long blanket. Not a temperature blanket like a lot of people do, but rather it is the Stitch and Scream blanket by Alt Knots right here on YouTube. Go check her out. Kayla's awesome. If you're goth or punk or otherwise alternative and like the darker aesthetic but love crochet, hit up her channel, especially if you love Tunisian crochet, because really, other than Tony of TL Yarn Crafts and Kayla, I don't know many other channels that do Tunisian crochet fairly frequently. So go check them out if you're into that. But she's doing a Stitch of the Month where you do a square for a blanket every month. And that's been a really nice way to keep up with some crochet while doing longer term knitting projects. So let's show you what we've done for the first third of the year now. I haven't finished the May block yet, so I'll show you January through April. So the first one was the January block. This is the spider stitch. I have never done this stitch before, and I'm kind of in love. I love these stripes that I'm getting. I did the stitch wrong, and I'll tell you where. I chained one at the end of my rows, so I'm getting these scalloped edges, which I think is kind of cool that I could totally do like a side to side skirt by going like around the body, and you could get this like nice scalloped edge on the bottom by doing that. So that's a fun idea. But these will disappear when I sew my blanket squares together. But this yarn is the Karen Cinnamon Swirl Cakes, which is limited edition. If you have a Michaels near you, run out and get this yarn. It is seriously amazing. I got 4 more cakes to work through with the blankets for the year because I'm terrified of this yarn going out, and I love how it stripes. I love how it comes together. This was actually a couple of ends because I did a shawl with this yarn. I want to say in December, I think, but this is the bad boy of the spider stitch from January, And for the spider stitch, I believe the movie was James and the Giant Peach after the spider in the movie, which is kind of cool. Because that's the thing, the Stitch and Scream is it's a stitch for your blanket and a movie that goes with the stitch. So that's that one. I believe this was the colorway Beach Towel, I want to say. I think it's really cool. It's really pretty. And I chose the rainbow for New Year because I thought it was kind of like fireworks. The next one, I also used a Karen Cakes, but this is the Karen Blossom Cakes. I think this yarn is really fun and it gives a beautiful texture. It's one of those like tube construction with the fiber blown into it. I think it's really cool, but I did not like this one for crochet. I think for knitting this would be really fun. So I'm not going to pick up any more of this for the blanket, I don't think. But this is the color Passion Fruit because I thought it was kind of Valentine's vibes, especially with the name Passion Fruit. I don't know how well you're going to see, but it has a bit of a fuzzy texture. This is the herringbone half double crochet stitch. This was one of my first crochet stitches I learned beyond the single crochet. And I think that the herringbone half double crochet, this reminded me how much I loved the herringbone half double crochet, which I thought was really fun. I don't remember what movie was meant to go with this one. I'm very sorry, but if I remember which one it was, I'll tell you. But I thought this square was really nice. I like how smooth it is. I think it'll go great in my blanket. I'm going for this kind of 12 squares of really different stuff look. The next one is the Grit Stitch. For March, I chose green for St. Patrick's Day. And I was not as big of a fan of how this texture came out. I also messed up. Like, you can totally see that it goes bigger. But hey, it'll be fine once it's sewn in together in the blanket and then I steam block it. But this is the Loops and Threads Impressions, I want to say. It's their normal worsted weight from Loops and Threads. So quite inexpensive, great for a blanket because it's machine washable. Yeah, the Grit Stitch, I think that this texture could look really cool with certain yarns, but I think with this yarn, it's like, on camera, it's coming off as way cooler than it is in person. Like, you can see the holes a lot more on camera, whereas in person, it's not that much of a contrast. So, I'll try it out in another project sometime, but not anytime soon. And finally, for April, we have the Silt Stitch, not to be confused with the Grit Stitch. I actually loved this stitch. I love how the texture comes out. This is once again the Karen Cinnamon Swirl Cakes in Mai Tai. And I thought these were kind of Eastery colors, like Easter Ostara vibes. Springy. So that's that square. One of these squares, either the Grit or the Silt, was the Corpse Bride. So, the next thing I have work in progress that is kind of going to be my longer term one, probably until June, is the Jeepers jersey test knit for What Lydia Made. This is the bottom of the jersey, so it's a bottom up construction. And this is a super neon yarn. You cannot tell on this screen. The color balance is way off. But this is bright neon green. It's Opal Sockenwolle from Germany. Like, it's the pullover Sockenwolle. And I'm obsessed with this. You really, like, it's not coming across in camera, but it is bright neon. If you look this yarn up, you will be like, oh, I see what you mean. But this is the bottom. So, like, from down here. So we are approaching my color change because there's going to be a color change up here for a stripe right here. So we have this. I'm doing the hip shaping view, which you can see right here and right here. So that's giving a little bit extra room in the hips so that it swings out like this. And it has this really nice thick folded hem, which I'm obsessed with this folded hem like construction now. This is super fun. It's very meditative because it is just stockinette every couple rounds we're doing a couple of decreases and whatnot. So definitely check out this pattern. It is super approachable. I'm already obsessed. And the whole reason I'm filming today, I got a package in the mail. I pre-ordered from Typical Bliss from the Mononoke Bliss collection, and I wanted to film my first reactions of opening a yarn. I'm also a patron, so my patron yarn might be in here as well. So we are going to see diddly dee what's in here. And like, first of all, is the compostable packaging. Look how cute is that? Look how cute. We love it. Thank you, Tiffany, for that cute package. Okay, screaming, crying, throwing up. Oh my god, it's my patron yarn. This is Wolf Girl and San, or San. It is very subtle yarn. This color balancing on this camera is awful, but it's a cream color with some of this brown in it, and these light peachy pinks in here with a couple of flecks of darker pink. And then the mini skein, because it's a sock set, is the same brown that you can kind of see peeking out a little bit here. So this will make a really beautiful sock. I think because of how delicate these colors are, I am 100% going to be doing maybe a lacy sock. I'm obsessed. Boo, 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 boo. And then okay. My sticker for the patron. So it's Princess Mononoke. And she's actually holding a drop spindle. I don't think you can see it. But yeah, she's holding a drop spindle. So it's all these kind of Ghibli things in Tiffany's drawing style with different things like crochet hooks or yarn or whatever, and she's got the drop spindle, which is really cute. And then my stitch marker to go with it all. It's kind of a similar gray to the wolf. Really beautiful stitch marker, which will be great for marking the beginning of a round, especially because it's so unique from all my other stitch markers. We love. Why do I keep doing this? And then my pre-order yarn. Oh my god. So the first one is Ashitaka, which is like the exact shade of blue of his like tunic that he wears. And I can't. Is beautiful. It's got some variation so that it's like goes from these really darker blues in here into the kind of lighter, almost seeing the natural color of the yarn come out. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but it is stinking beautiful. This was a pre-order, so like I ordered it like forever ago, and then she dyes it up based on how many orders she gets and then sends them out. And the one I've been most excited for, oh, Irontown. It's a little bit less orange than the picture, but it's got like these peachy, orangey tones, some pinky tones, some brown tones, these kind of like purpley browns in here. And it really does just kind of have that vibe of the Irontown. This is giving me like lacy sock vibe too. You know what I mean? Like this is giving me intense like sock, or using it as a color in a colorwork sweater or something. But this is giving me standalone, let this color shine, let all these pretty colors come out. Maybe even like a vanilla sock. You know what I mean? We love. I'm so excited. Can we talk about it? So these are 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon, 373 meters, hand wash, dry flat. And I believe that this is the same. Yeah, same. So the full skein and the mini skein that go together. I think this might be a reason for me to buy some shorties, like the little needles for making one sock, like the 9-inch, you know. But that's that. So let's think about some recommendations right now. So for books, I'm currently reading Grady Hendrix, My Best Friend's Exorcism. I am just over a quarter of the way through it, and I'm already like obsessed. It's already so good, just so good. And I can see where it's going. Well, not where it's going, but like I can see the like, you know, the exorcism, like the possession traits start to come through, and I'm like so excited to see this because possession movies have become one of my favorites when it comes to horror films, like demonic possession and like demonic presence in a home kind of thing has become one of my favorite like horror film genres in this last year, thanks to Cameron. So that is a book I would 100% recommend. And when it comes to music, we went on a road trip this last weekend, and we listened to just ABBA Gold, the best of ABBA. Listen to ABBA, man. ABBA's fucking good. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And of course, I accidentally shut off the camera just then. So, hit subscribe. I love you, love you, love you lots. Bye.